costs outweigh the benefits. The President has requested an additional $907.1 million for these 25 PRTs to, quote, capitalize on the enhanced security environment in Iraq, end quote. Yet over half of the requested funding is for security. We face incredible management and oversight deficiencies for private security contractors, such as Blackwater, as identified in the Secretary of State's panel on personal protective services in Iraq. And now Secretary Rice has ordered all diplomatic positions in Iraq be filled before any other openings in Washington or overseas so that diplomats can transition into PRT roles currently filled by military personnel. The first forced diplomatic deployments since the Vietnam War. It seems clear to many of us that spending half of our PRT funding on security is in no way, quote, capitalizing on enhanced security, end quote, and as embedded military personnel and military protection forces are drawn down, PRTs will lose a significant layer of security. How can PRTs be effective in such a security environment? Is there evidence that planning is underway at all to address this problem, or any analysis of the cost implication of the loss of this security presence? What effect will the issues arising from the management or lack of management of private security contractors in Iraq have on the State Department's capabilities to provide security to PRT personnel as coalition forces withdraw? Another objective of the PRT program is to support the United States government's counterinsurgency program. Yet your recent audit states that coordinating reconstruction programs with counterinsurgency operations was one of the most significant continuing challenges to the PRT program. You're very polite in calling it a challenge. Can you please tell us why the United States government is unable to coordinate effectively in this way? Your report also noted that PRT officials have mixed opinions of the effectiveness of the program, of the strength and commitment of provincial governments, and of the sustainability of their efforts. We hope you can provide insight into whether government corruption has impacted the PRT's work and whether the Iraqi government and local provincial councils are committed partners in this program. Additionally, the SIGIR's quarterly report, as well as the reports from the Army Corps of Engineers, state that the Mosul Dam is likely to fail, could release a tsunami like wave flooding two of Iraq's largest cities. The United States government has executed 21 contracts valued at $27 million, overall goal of helping to repair and restore Mosul Dam. However, you have found that these contracts failed to further the original project objectives of providing Mosul Dam and the Ministry of Water Resources with additional personnel, critical spare and replacement parts, enhancing grouting abilities. Failure of this dam would be catastrophic for Baghdad, Mosul, and indeed our own reconstruction efforts. I do hope you can further enlighten the committee on the problems associated with this dam. Is this simply another example of poor contract oversight? Or is this yet another instance where we have failed to recognize the shortcomings of the Iraqi government and their lack of commitment and ability to operate and sustain large infrastructure projects? Any additional funding for diplomatic and development programs in Iraq must be carefully considered and have clear, attainable objectives. Our assessment of the current diplomatic and development strategy in Iraq is critical to our committee's review of the supplemental request and to the appropriate oversight of funds of this magnitude. I want to make it very clear that this chair And this administration should understand that they should not expect Congress to appropriate additional funds for Iraq until we can be assured that taxpayer funds will change the course of action in Iraq, advance American interests, and be accounted for fully and accurately. We only have a limited amount of time, and I know that I took a great deal of it. I'm going to turn this over to my ranking member, Mr. Wolf. And then I'm going to turn to you to present your statement. Mr. Wolf.